What's going on, y'all? How are y'all doing? It's your boy Z-Rex. No noise. We're not live. We're doing static. I usually like to do live videos, but I'm trying something new. So I did a rapid fire crypto session. Now I'm going to do a rapid fire session for just equities. And so these are just going to be really short videos. We're not going to hang out and talk about trades and stuff like in the live sessions. That can be anywhere from 30 minutes to 3 hours and 30 minutes, whatever, just depending on the day. These are just going to be real quick, concise. Hey, this is it, levels, whatever, boom, that's it. So let's go ahead and jump into that. And I'm just going to use Das Market here, and I might add some stuff to this in the future, but right now this is what we're going to do. ES. ES did a pretty decent close, just hanging out on these highs. Oscillators have reset on the, EMAs have reset. Oscillators have not, though. So that's a little bit concerning, and there's no momentum on the RSI. Let's zoom in a little bit. 3 hour here. Yeah, no momentum on this either. How about the 850? 850 is still pretty good, showing major support around that 4180, which we were talking about yesterday on the live video. But man, no momentum anywhere to be found on oscillators, so that's a little bit concerning. But ultimately, we just need to get price back above this wick at about 4210-ish. And anything back below about 4170, 4180, I'd look for probably just going back into this chop zone. And anything back above 4215, probably get continuation and make some new highs. What's this weekly look like? Yeah, weekly's okay. But yeah, just no momentum. Damn, there's not even momentum on the weekly either. So, interesting. Nothing, that's kind of concerning. Nasdaq chilling, rallied right up here to that 13.7 handle. We were looking for a move up into the mama camel hump after breaking this 13.3 area. We got it, and here we are. No momentum, though. No momentum there. Just real flat sideways on the 3 hour. I mean, this is okay. So actually, I mean, this looks all right above about 13.6. If we lose 13.6, probably come back down over here and chop around a little bit. Let's look at the 850. 850 is okay, but major resistance in this 13,700 handle, and until we can kind of clear that really above like 13.8, it's kind of just neutral, and we're probably just looking at a big range like 13.3-ish to 13.8, and so not too much to go off of that. Russell had an awesome close today, very sexy close, up 42 points almost. I wish you would have got over the mama a little bit better, this purple line. No momentum oscillators. We got no momo. 3 hours finally showing some. Okay, so the 3 hour actually is giving us a little bit of sexy price action. I would say above 2220s. Anything above 2220 handle on RUT actually looks pretty good for a test up to 2300. Let's see if this daily, let's go to weekly, sorry. Weekly, man, I really want to see this weekly close above this 10 simple, and not just barely. I'd like to see like a 2260 and up close, and I think that would give us a pretty good chance at testing this horizontal at close to the previous highs. So not too shabby. For Russell, man, Dow, absolutely nothing. Weird pattern on Dow. Sideways, up, down, chop. It's just barely holding on. As long as it's holding 34,000, it looks okay. Anything back sub 34,000, yeah, I'd wait for some reset action because this is just, it's a little confusing, man. It almost smells a little heavy. Almost smells a little heavy up here. But let price be your guide. And right now it's saying above 34,000 looks fine. Dow Jones, transportation, trapped between the daily 21 and 10 simple until it gets out of that. It's not helping us, not giving any edge, just agreeing with the sideways malaise and confusion kind of up at these levels we're at. VIX, murder fest, dude. Back in its cluster zone. I mean, we can clearly see this little cluster F zone right around here. So we're in this, doesn't mean shit. And like VIX absolutely is useless around here. VVIX, same thing, almost all the way back to the 100 level. Total murder fest. Nothing to really use there. Bonds looking pretty nice. I do like this bond thing. This is this is a pretty sexy pattern. Notes look a little bit better. The 10-year looks a little, actually it looks a lot better because it's got higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. Pretty damn sexy. ZB's a little bit slower, but let's see if this ZB, we really want to see above 159. Anything above 159 on a couple daily closes, I think, gets us up here to 162 handle. And notes actually already saying that we're probably about to run to like the mid one. Well, I guess we already kind of, well, we're low 130s. Maybe we're running to like, let's go weekly. Hold on. Give us a little bit better. Oh man, this actually looks nice. Consolidation off of this. Yeah, we probably could look for the top of this wick in the 133s, and I wouldn't be surprised to see 134s either on that. DAX, kind of chilling out. Nice candle, decent consolidation. Today's close kind of sucked, but I mean, it's not the worst close. Weekly is kind of funky. Someone's desperately bidding this thing up. Let's zoom in a little bit. No. Man, so as long as this thing is holding, you know, 15.3-ish, 15.2, it looks fine. There's nothing wrong with the chart. Momentum isn't there, though, like a lot of the indices. So that's interesting. Across the board, the indices aren't sharing, or they're sharing one thing, the fact that they don't have momentum on the high time frames. So that's a little bit concerning. I actually don't like when indices are making new highs on higher reads for DMI. That's kind of weird. It's like bearish dominance as this rallies. So that is a little bit concerning. Euro just riding up this 10 simple, just like the Dixie is, which, where did the Dixie go? Oh, I don't have it on here. Oh, let me add it on there because it should be on there. Although the Euro is pretty much the same damn chart. You can see it's just inverted. If I invert this thing, you're like, oh, look, it's the Euro. See? Oh, look, it's the same chart. It's a little different, but it's pretty much the damn same. So Dixie's doing okay, but just getting grinded down. The EMA just barely holding on to the 89 handle. Anything back below 89 flat, the dollar's going to get pummeled on. But right now it's just trying to base, and this is a slow mover. The dollar's usually not a quick one. All right, so this looks perfectly just grinding up the EMAs. As long as it's holding kind of this structure really above the 21, it's perfectly fine. And really you'd have to start looking for some lower highs to form on this to start getting concerned. Gold, pretty nice move. I don't know why. It probably is going to keep running, but I just have this weird feeling that we're kind of at a little stalling spot right here, and we did have a little indecision doji top printed today. Yeah, we've got a couple of those printed. There's one right here. Didn't matter. Did have a little sell-off, 13, 14 bucks or whatever. But ultimately, the momentum is there and everything, and probably just overthinking it, but I just, up at these ranges that we're in, up at the top here, I'm a little bit cautious because we've been bullish gold for a while down here, like riding this up. So I took a lot of my precious metals off this week, and I kind of just want to wait to see how this week closes out because I think there's like some, is it this week, farm payrolls, some bullshit that I probably don't care about, but whatever. It is what it is. But yeah, I'm kind of just going to be a little bit cautious on this price action. And mainly because this weekly, it's the first attempt to break out on an open and closed basis above the mama purple. And you can see back in history, like when that does happen, yeah, sometimes it does break out and go sideways and then continues. And sometimes, you know, this is not an open and close, almost was. None of these are open and closes, almost was. This is an open and close, right? So here's an open and close on the upside that got slapped, and then here's an open and close on the upside also that got slapped. So it does happen quite often on the weeklies. You can see a couple back here, little throwbacks, a little 2%. Here's one right here, 3%. And so I just want to make sure on the weekly time frames that we are confirming that we're going to hold about 1870. And since I rode most of this since back over here, I'm happy to take a little bit of my attendees off the table. Platinum is the first one to make lower high, lower low structure on the daily. So platinum is actually showing weakness before the other markets. Yes, it is barely holding on to the mid 1100s. That's its line in the sand right now. But when you do have this higher low here from here, and then you have this one here from this immediate structure, and now you're getting another rejection from this one. So that could be 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2. Will we make a third one? I don't know, but this is definitely a change in behavior and price. So I'm kind of staying away from platinum. Silver still looks pretty good, but again, same thing with the gold thing. We're just coming right up against this resistance. This is a pretty nice type ascending kind of triangle. This is a perfectly drawn one, as you can see. And so as long as it kind of breaks this 20, really like 29 bucks, kind of where this wick is on this candle right there, that's what I'm looking for, and I will not hesitate to re-add to stuff if we break that and on some retest to it. But when it's just up here at these ranges, and it's just like with gold, sorry, where gold is just kind of an interesting spot, and I just need a little bit more confirmation. And I just decided today to take a little bit of tendies off the table. And knowing me, we'll probably have and. How sometimes I get out of stuff early. We'll probably have this be $30 here in like 4 days. That's totally just kind of joking, maybe. TNX, no one knows shit. We can't predict the future. TNX breaking out of this structure, but it needs to really lose 150 to confirm this. A lot of times we're all watching the same movie, so a lot of times you'll get throwbacks from these because everyone's like, "Oh, it's breaking down. Just go all in short," and it'll just rally right here and then shake everyone out and whatever. But this is boding well for the bonds, actually, and the 10 years. So, yeah, anything back below 150, that's where we can see the bonds start rallying real hard. Bitcoin does not need to be in here. Oil just chilling right here at the top of the range. It's kind of whatever. It still looks okay above about 65. 64 kind of was the floor before, but I kind of ratchet that up to 65. Because if it loses 65 again, I do think that we probably get into the 63s with a quickness. And just like gold and some of the other stuff, there just seems to be like this little stalling up at these upper end of the ranges. And they're not like consolidating really nicely at the tops either. Like it's kind of a little bit sloppy, no momentum on the daily. So I should have probably taken off the rest of my energy stuff on this rally, but I forgot to do that. So we'll see. Maybe I'll get a better opportunity tomorrow, but probably not. All right, and the world markets is flat like the Russell. Boring crap underneath the mama. I mean, until this gets back above 2230, then maybe we can get some continuation, but blah. Bearish daily. Bearish weekly. I mean, wow, it actually looks just, it looks just like the Russell. Or not just like it, but very, very much like it. Interesting. Russell's the new world index. Look at this. See? Very, very similar structure there. So, yeah, Russell's, just quick note before we end. This looks like somebody's desperately bidding this thing up, and it's barely helping. It's just rounding the top. Just got like the buyers are just getting weaker and weaker over time. A weekly really needs to close above 2270 for this to not look so shitty. Maybe we get that this week. It's only 20, 30 points away. Awesome. So I'm done. It's already over 10 minutes. I'm trying to do them as fast as I can, and I will get better at it. I promise to keep them under 10 minutes. And ultimately, I'd like them to be around like 7-ish minutes, but that's okay. We might have to take a couple things off so I can go faster. But, hey, it's all good. Z-Rex. Rapid fire for the stocks. I'm out. Peace.